Bit of yin, was it? 15 minutes in meditation after? You've come to the right place. Sorry, I think I'm just gonna say whatever I want in these intros now, because I don't know if anyone's really watching these videos. If you are, then give me an alright babe in the comments. Otherwise, this class is shoulders and hips. At the hour point, we're going to do a sense withdrawal meditation, pratyahara. Really hope you enjoy it. Cushion will stand you in good stead for this one. You know, even a pillow off your bed, it will really help just have something to rest your face on in some of the poses. I hope you enjoy. Cheers, namaste. As always, we're going to start with a breathing practice to centre ourselves before we get into our physical postures. So come to a nice comfortable seated position. It doesn't have to be cross-legged, just get grounded on the mat. And just take a few little wiggles here. You can roll the shoulders, shake the head, do what you need to do to shake off the day. And then when you feel ready, let the eyes gently close. We're going to begin by just observing our natural breathing. So don't take any effect on the breath yet. Just witness it, like that bird's eye view. Just see how your natural breathing is flowing. Is it smooth and steady? Has it got any little spiky edges to it tonight? Now we're going to zoom in a little bit on that breath and notice the physical sensation of our breathing. So place your hands either on your knees or just rest them in your lap. And start to feel the belly and the chest expanding when you inhale. As you exhale, feel the belly contracting, chest is falling. When you inhale, you might notice the sensation of the cool air flowing through your nose, down your throat. And the breath, when it leaves the nose, is warm. Maybe you can feel it tickling your top lip. If you haven't done so already, and it's okay for you today, allow the lips to close so you're just breathing through your nose. We're going to do a simple breathing practice called same and equal breath. We're going to inhale, pause, exhale, pause, and we're going to count our inhales and our exhales so that we can make them an equal length. So all together now, take an inhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1, pause, hold the breath. Exhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, continue at your own pace, counting your inhalations, counting your exhalations. Keep the count the same. Pause between each inhalation, each exhalation. Keep that rhythm in your own time. If you feel like you're opening up a little space and you can lengthen the count, be curious, give it a try. But there's no pressure, there's no competition here. Just practice the breathing. Take one more round of breath like this, and when you are ready and finished, place your hands in prayer position at heart center and tuck your chin. Gently blink the eyes open. Bring the chin back to level. Place the hands on the knees. I'm going to take some gentle neck stretches before we come into our first posture, just to make sure that we've got that body awareness before we go into these deep holds. So take right ear, and with the face shining forward, bring that ear as close to the shoulder as you can, nice and slow and soft. Feel the stretch down the left-hand side of the neck. You can gently gaze ahead or even keep the eyes closed. And keeping that ear close to the shoulder, start to turn the face as if you're bringing the nose down towards, pointing towards your lap. Inhale, gently come back up to center, chin is level. Exhale, ear the other side, so left ear comes down to left shoulder this time. Face is shining forward to begin with. Feel the stretch in the right hand side of the neck. And then turn nose down towards lap. Feeling it more in the back of your neck now. Inhale back to center. I'll turn and look over to the right. Maybe even gazing past right shoulder for a little twist. Come back to the middle and turn to the left. Gazing over left shoulder. Keep that chin nice and level. Imagine there's a teacup on your head. We'll do more like that, so come back through center and turn and look over to the right. Back through center and turn and look over through the left. Come back to center, lift the chin, lift the nose, look up to the ceiling, keep some length in the neck, so try not to crank it all the way back. Feel the throat opening. And then release everything down, slowly curling, tuck the chin, nose points down to your lap again. Feel the back of the neck, stretching and curling. And then come all the way back to center, back to upright. And we'll move to our first pose. which is going to be our child's pose. So come to a kneeling position, big toes are going to touch, and we're going to take our knees out as wide as the mat. So if we haven't got a mat, it's going to be kind of slightly wider than hip width. If bum doesn't come down to the heels, grab a cushion and place it between your bum and your heels. And when you're ready, we're going to walk our hands away from the body, allow the forearms to rest on the mat, allow the full weight of the head down on the ground as well. So if you need to readjust yourself to get to a point where those arms and that head is resting on the ground, just take a moment to do that. As with all our yin classes, we're hanging out in these poses for a good few minutes. So we're not counting breaths here, we're counting minutes. So you want to be at 55 to 60% of your full range of motion so that we can sustain the hold of the pose and work beyond the superficial muscles, deep into the ligaments and the deep muscles. You should feel something happening, but you should never be in any pain. If you have any painful sensations, that's a sign to ease off. Reconnect with that smooth, steady breathing. Allow the eyes to close. With every exhalation, let go. Let gravity do the work for you. Feel those shoulders opening, the spine lengthening. Very gently now, raise your forehead from the mat, walk the hands back towards the body. Come into an upright position. If you've used a prop, just move it to one side. And we're going to sit ourselves down on the mat for our next posture. We're going to come to an easy cross-legged position if that's within our practice. If you prefer to sit on a block or a cushion just to raise the hips a little, by all means. And I want you to cross left leg, so left shin is in front of right if you're crossing your legs. Extend right arm out in front of you and place left arm over the top of it. So option here, if we have tight shoulders, we can just give ourselves a hug. If there's a little more space in the body, we can bring backs of the hands to touch. If that's within our practice, the next option is to wrap the forearms around each other and palms touch for eagle pose. So take the option that you can sustain for 4 minutes. If you have the palms touching or backs of the hands touching, rest the thumb on the third eye, so in the middle of your eyebrow. Allow the eyes to close wherever you're at. You can tuck the chin, draw the senses in. We allow a little bit of rounding in the back in yin to get that energy flowing. So take those smooth, steady breaths right through the back of your body. As you inhale, feel the back of the rib cage expanding. As you exhale, feel those shoulders rolling forward. The scapulars are parting. Use the breath to guide you. Cultivate that stillness. If your palms are touching, gently release the hands, release the wrap of the arms, and everybody's going to meet with their hands on their knees. We're going to change the cross of the legs. So the other shin comes in front. You're going to take left arm out straight this time, and right arm is going to come across. As before, option to hug, backs of the hands touch, or wrap the forearms so palms touch. You can rest the thumb on the third eye again. Take yourself straight back into that still, quiet place with as little disruption as possible. Our yin class is as much a practice for our mind as it is for our body. So let the breath settle your thoughts, just as it helps you settle into these deep stretches. Very slowly now, release the hands back down to the knees. Bring the chin level. Just take a few gentle shoulder rolls. Just see how those shoulders feel. And then we're going to move on to a counter shoulder stretch. Down on the ground this time. And you're going to want a cushion if you have one. And we're going to place our left cheek on the cushion. And our left arm is going to come out to the side, outstretched. Now, if this feels plenty enough, you can just allow the full weight of the body to rest on the ground. Right forearm is supporting the body. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can start to peel the right hand side of the body off the ground and bring that right foot to rest on the ground in front of you. Leg is bent. And that's going to start to really open up that left arm. Left hand the palm is down on the ground. I'll show you from another angle just so that you can see what's happening. Move that. So we're like this. So the more of our body that we peel off of the right hand side, the deeper the stretch in that shoulder. So it could be that you're just lying like this, maybe like this, just the leg is just to the side, or maybe it's stepped all the way over that right foot, stepped all the way over that left leg. You can even increase the difficulty further by picking right arm up and resting it down round by the back, behind your back. I'm just going to take a little look and see where everyone is. Now, if you are in a position where your head is not resting on the ground, then you need to roll back over and take more of your body down onto the ground so that you're just lying flat with the left arm outstretched and your left cheek resting on the ground. So we want to be fully supported in these poses so we can hang out in them for a few minutes. If it's too much with our body completely straight and flat on the ground, then another option might be to come onto the knees. And lie on our side, kind of in the recovery position with the left arm stretched out behind us. This might be plenty. Let's see. Okay. Now, allow the eyes to close and take that bird's eye view again. Become an objective witness to what you're feeling physically and mentally in this moment. Breathe through the whole of your body. Just notice if you're holding on to anything. Are you clenching anything? Are you squeezing the glutes, squeezing the thighs to support yourself? If you are, just surrender. Let go. Allow the pose to do the work. we're going to come out of this pose with care. We're going to reverse the sequence of movement. So if you've taken right arm behind the back, place it in front of the body, rest the hand on the ground. If you've stepped right foot behind left leg, step it across. You can even bring the knee down to the ground. Push right hand into the body to make a little space, lift up your head, and then draw left arm in very carefully, bit by bit. And you can roll over onto your back for a second if you like. Maybe just give yourselves a little hug. You can take soles of the feet to the ground and just rock the back side to side. Just giving yourself a little massage. And then we're going to do the other side. So you're still going to want your cushion. But this time you're going to bring right cheek onto your cushion. Beginning by lying on the right hand side of the body. Maybe the belly and the hips come down to the ground so that you can take that right arm out to the side. Palm is resting on the ground. Right cheek comes to the cushion. Push left hand into the ground to peel a little of your body off of the ground. Pick left foot up. Maybe you're stepping it in front of the body. Maybe it steps behind right leg. For maximum stretch, you can take that left arm and put it behind your back. See how you feel on this side. It's normal for one side to be stiffer than the other, so go with care. And remember, you want to hang out here for a while, so the intensity should be therapeutic. It shouldn't be a barrier, it should be like a nurturing sensation in the body. This deep chest opening is opening up our hearts, opening ourselves up to give and receive love. Just as before, we're going to reverse the sequence carefully and under full control. So if that left arm is behind the back, bring it over, place the hand on the ground in front of your body. Step left foot over as well. Maybe rest that knee and that shin on the ground. Push the ground away, lift the head, lift right arm in. You can roll over onto your back again. You can even hug the knees in towards the chest this time. Just take a little rock from side to side. And then very gently, you can almost rock and roll yourself slowly up to a seated position. We're going to come into our dragonfly pose next, which is our wide-legged forward fold. So this is the posture where sometimes it's nice to have a big squishy cushion. This is also the posture where, I know we've got some niggly quads today. If you've got a blanket or something, you can roll it up, and I'll show you what I mean. So we're going to come into this wide-legged seated posture. So there's loads of options. You might want something to sit on firstly. We can have a little soft bend in the knees. But if we have a tendency to overextend or we've been working hard, a little support under those knees can help too. So a rolled up blanket is nice. But don't worry if you don't have one, just keep a little soft bend in the knees. And then the final option, but again, don't have to have it, is to have something squishy that you can kind of hug and rest your head on. If you don't have that, you might be able to curl forward, rest your head in your hands, or you can just be like this, just stay here. Whatever feels good for you. I'll give you a second to just get settled, guys. Feel supported. Feel like you can just curl up into it. So if the hands come easily to the shins, just rest them there with no effort at all. If you're hugging onto something, just get snuggled in and then release anything that you're clenching. So don't feel like you've got to really squeeze what you're holding. You're just hugging it. Allow the eyes to close. You can pull the chin in. Release anything that you're holding onto in those feet. Let them just flop out to the side. So with every exhalation, feel the belly softening. Your legs are like heavy weights sinking down into the ground. If you feel like you've created a little space in the body, see if there's a way that you can mindfully explore that space whilst maintaining the stillness of this yin practice. So with as little disruption as possible. Maybe there are micro movements or adjustments you can make to really sink down deeper in your body and your mind. Wherever you are, bring your awareness back and start to slowly bring yourself into an upright position. Place your hands under your thighs and help them in, just gradually, bit by bit. And then we're going to move straight into our next pose. So take any props, just place them to one side. We're going to come into our saddle posture, so beginning in kneeling position. The big toes are going to touch and the knees are going to come out slightly as wide as the mat, so slightly wider than the hip width. Sometimes cushion can be useful here if we're very tight in our quads and our hip flexors, if we've been doing a lot of strength training. We definitely are. We can just place that cushion between our bum and our heels. See where you're at. And then we're all going to place our hands down by the sides, pianoing the fingers into the ground. Gaze straight ahead, chuck the chin in, start to walk those hands back. Some people are going to have really bendy quads and maybe you're going to come all the way down. In which case, you're going to want to move the prop from between your bum and your feet and place it under your lower back so that you can rest the full weight of the back on the ground. Super bendy people, maybe you need nothing at all, but remember that we're hanging out here for a while. So I like a little bit of help. Wherever you are, make sure that the neck isn't cranking back and that the shoulders aren't doing too much work, so we're not sinking into them. So if we feel like we're putting a lot of pressure in our arms, maybe we want to ease off a little bit. Or if we feel like we can come down pretty low, take the elbows down so that you've got more support. Look straight forward or up at the ceiling and then close your eyes. In traditional yoga practice, this is stimulating our sacral chakra. So this is all about our ability to flow, to be flexible, adaptable, and nurturing to ourselves. So feel that your breath is flowing rhythmically like the waves of the ocean. We're going to come out of this very carefully and very slowly. So if you're lying all the way back down, you're going to have to ground your elbows, use your core to create a little lift so you can place your hands down on the ground, forearms on the ground. If we've got our hands on the ground, we can push into it, engage the core, slowly come all the way up. If you're sitting on a prop, lift your bum, place it to one side. We've got one more hip posture to do, guys, and then we're going to be done with our asanas. And we're going to come all the way down onto our mats for happy baby pose. So you're going to lie all the way back down on the mat, and the knees are bent. Tuck the chin in so you're giving yourself a double chin, and float the feet up into the air. Bring the knees out wide. Now, you want to be able to catch a hold of maybe the backs of the calves. If you're very open in the hips, you can catch a hold of the heels. I don't mind today if a little bit of your lower back rolls up off of the ground. I don't mind if your arms are on the inside or the outside of your legs. I'm not picky about that today. I just want you to feel that deep opening in the hips and the hamstrings. If your feet don't come all the way up, that's okay too. Just hold on to whatever you can. Feel the shoulders are melting down. The full length and width of the back is fully supported and resting on the mat. Allow the eyes to close and return to that quiet, still place that you've created. Visualize that your knees trying to come down to the ground either side of your armpits. Feel a light, airy quality to the feet in this lifted position. The circulation is draining out of those feet. Feel the back of the body melting into the ground. Very gently now, release the feet down to the mat. Take soles of the feet so that they're touching. Outside edge of the feet is resting on the ground. Take the hands so they're either side of the body, backs of the hands are resting on the ground too. And let the knees just drop out to the sides. You might get a little bend in the lower back, that's okay. You can deepen the stretch by bringing the knees closer to the groin, bringing the feet closer to the groin, sorry. And just take a few moments here in reclined butterfly. Keep that chin tucked for a long neck. Take the feet and extend the legs so feet come to the corners of the mat. I'm going to come into the last 15 minutes of our class, which is our meditation and relaxation. So if you want to grab a blanket or put socks and hoodies on, now's the time. Otherwise, just remain undisturbed, resting on the ground. So while you settle yourself, I'm going to recap our meditation of the month, which is a guided sense withdrawal meditation, otherwise known as pratyahara in traditional yoga practice. So sense withdrawal allows us to create space between the information we get from the senses and how we react to that information. It will help us to take things for granted less and rely on our senses less as well, stimulating our creativity and our enjoyment in the world. So I'm going to ask you to begin in this resting position with your eyes open. You can blink naturally. Take a moment to acknowledge what you can see here lying down. Notice the light, maybe the ceiling, the things around you in your room. Now soften your gaze. Allow the eyes to come out of focus. Let things become fuzzier or foggier. Feel the eyelids growing heavier. And allow them to gently close. Notice what you can see behind your eyelids. There might be patterns, shapes, swirling colours. Allow those visual sensations to flicker and fade from view. Turn your attention to the sensation of touch. Scan your body from the feet up. What can you feel in this moment? Perhaps you can feel your clothes against your skin, the air on your fingertips and toes. Perhaps you can feel the ground where it connects with your body. Maybe even the subtle sensation of your breath flowing in and out of your nose. Bring your attention now to your sense of smell. Begin by remembering the smell of something that you love, a delicious smell. Luxuriate in the memory of that smell. Feel it filling up your mind and the emotions that that smell brings with it. Now bring your mind to the present moment and notice if there are any smells you can experience now. It might be the smell of your clean clothes on your body, your perfume or aftershave, candles or incense in your room. Breathe in and experience that sense. Take your awareness now to your sense of taste. What is the last thing that you could taste? The last thing that you ate? Feel that taste throughout your mouth, across your tongue. Feel the sensation of the food in your mouth, the temperature, the texture. Feel those flavours lingering and mixing with the natural taste of your own mouth. Let your tongue relax. Release it from the roof of your mouth so that it's just floating softly. Take your attention instead to your sense of hearing. Begin by noticing the obvious sounds, like the sound of my voice speaking to you, or the music that you have playing in the background. Notice, like an objective witness, the sound washing over you. Now notice what you can hear that is the furthest away from you, the most distant noise you can recognize. Really listen to that faraway sound. Now bring your attention to the subtlest noise that you can hear. Perhaps you can hear the noise of the breath entering and leaving your body. Maybe you can hear the sound of your own heart beating. Listen to the sounds within yourself. Finally, release concentration on any of these senses. Let go of any feedback from your sight, touch, smell, taste, and sound. Instead, gently focus on that smooth, steady breathing we have been cultivating. Allow that smooth cycle of breath to create a quiet, still, safe place within you where you can reside now and rest here for a few moments longer. Very gently now, bring your awareness back into your body. If you wiggle fingers and toes, you will feel them. And when you're ready, there's no hurry. Take a big deep breath and a big full body stretch. Reaching through the feet, toes can touch, arms reach overhead. In your own time, with the eyes still closed, roll over onto your right hand side into the recovery position. Make a pillow with the hands and the arms. Rest here for a moment. Collect your thoughts. And with the eyes still softly closed, make your way into a seated position. Take the hands to heart center. Tuck the chin. Blink the eyes open. Namaste everybody. Thank you for your practice today.